Stardate 56193. With the successful negotiations with the Vorkula Republic on a trade agreement with them coming to an end, Admiral Nea, along with Captains Prax, Keller, and DeGrasse, meet with the Vorkula Prime Minister and Finance Minister to finalize the agreement on Deep Space 17. Celebrations on the station are to be held after the signing in the terrestrial enclosure later that evening. Kind of give you a little idea of what has been going on. Prax also wrote a bunch of logs in the DS9 logs for like a more comprehensive what's going on thing. But for the meantime, we'll just head to a nice little lounge in the terrestrial enclosure. I think I forgot to add somebody in here. Not important. So you're it's 56193 of a few star dates after the signing of the formal trade agreement with the Vorkula, and everybody from the expedition, Tiananmen, few up people from Deep Space 17 are enjoying a nice little after party in one of the many lounges on Deep Space 17's terrestrial enclosure. And so there's you're at the large, drinks are flowing, people are happy, meeting with the various dignitaries. So I'll allow for a little role play after a little role play between you guys. And keep in mind this is like a little celebration after the formal treaty signings.
DeGrasse will say, Casey, what did you call this drink again?
Sorry, was it stated or do I get to just say I was reading Talons?
I just yeah, you can
Free role play.
I see. Yeah.
yeah.
Got it. Only the finest VAT 69. Blended scotch.
It's quite smooth and potent at the same time.
I always keep a couple of bottles in my quarters for occasions such as this.
Well, what do you think, Doc? Does it meet your approval?
Well, nothing can beat the best whiskey around, but scotch is a close second.
Well, considering most of the rest of the drinks here are all synthol, care to top me off, Mr. Casey?
Of course, Captain.
Thank you, Mr. Casey. Hopefully, this will make things go much smoother. For one, I'm just glad this is over with.
I am as well. It's been quite an ordeal.
Memories haven't resurfaced yet, correct?
Correct. All you know is that you've been making first contact and then participating with the trade negotiations with the Vorkula Republic.
I'm not sure things will ever be the same. But time marches on.
Well,
So too shall we, I suppose.
well, here's to new beginnings and new friendships.
Here, here. He'll raise his glass.
DeGrasse will follow.
So tell me, Captain DeGrasse, how's the team I'm in faring?
Excuse me. GM, is it spacefaring?
Yes. You haven't had too many issues. I mean, you yourself have been working on the trade negotiations in length too, so pretty uneventful for your ship.
So far, so good, Captain. As you know, it's a hardy little ship, even after quite a bit of damage. So, to be honest, I'm just glad to have it out and running again.
Well, space pirates can be treacherous at times, even for a little Miranda.
Little. He'll take a swig of his scotch.
She just kind of cracks a smile and takes a drink.
So, Nidan, what are you drinking?
I think it's a human drink. They called it a raspberry sour. Quite tasty.
Might have to try that next.
It's sour, as the name implies, but also sweet.
So I'm scrolling up. Who are these two people here? Prime Minister and Finance Minister.
Pretty much.
That's the one is out of game real quick, which DeGrasse would know. Admiral Vam Ool. And then the lady is the Prime Minister, Kolola.
I don't know where the other token is.
I didn't make a token for that character, so.
Then that would make sense.
Well, Prime Minister, I'm excited and hopeful with the conclusion of this trade agreement. This will bring our two civilizations closer together.
Agreed. Is with peace and understanding, we hope to learn more about you and your culture.
Well, trade is a good way to learn about other cultures and individuals.
We look forward to the opportunity to join the larger galactic community.
I'm just going to forewarn you, Prime Minister. There should be a docket, but beware of the Ferengi.
I have heard of these Ferengi. The Admiral here is taking measures to ensure our security from their trickery.
If only that could be true.
And then Nea steps up. Well, captains, if you'll excuse me, I do have another matter to attend to. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Admiral.
And
You
she'll
as
walk
well,
off.
Adam.
Oh, she probably drags the Admiral with her. Now that I think on things.
So, tell me, Prime Minister, does your world have anything as tasty as this scotch? I believe it was called.
We have very few alcoholic beverages in our world. But of the manufacturers that are there, I'm sure they will be quite eager to learn new recipes.
I believe Sarium branding is well known throughout the quadrant. Perhaps I can find a bottle for you to take back.
That would be nice. Thank you, Captain. I'm sure my assistant here will be glad to trade trinkets with you as well. A token of our esteem.
That's very thoughtful, but not necessary.
I insist for for you and your crew's hard work. It's the least that I could offer you, Captain.
But of course, it's no bother on my part. In fact, in time, you'll find that many common Federation trinkets and items will make it their way to your homeworld.
Wow, spelling bad.
I will start rubbing my forehead and kind of shake my head a little bit. I must be drinking this a little too quickly.
You
If
and me both. He'll kind of cup his head a little bit. And, yeah, massage his temples.
Mr. Casey, you sure this is brandy?
It's a Scotch, Captain. Uh, it's rather a delicacy on Earth.
I mean, I've had my fair share of clean on blood wine, but this is kind of.
Perhaps it is an acquired taste.
Well, perhaps I've a mixture with Sithal and the Scotch isn't too being a little taxing on me.
Or for me, I suppose. And he'll top up his glass.
Anyone suddenly get a feeling of strong deja vu?
Of what? Sitting in a bar sharing drinks?
Not
We do
necessarily.
that all the time, Ken.
Oh, fair enough, Doc, but well, maybe deja vu wasn't the right word. Not this situation, but I don't know.
Were were any of you at Paris? I get the feeling I was there recently.
Casey, what is in this stuff? And he'll look at his glass.
Uh, well, a blend of different scotches. Scotch is just a whiskey made from malt grain in Scotland. Are you sure you're feeling all right, Commander? Or Captain?
Uh, I don't know. Something about what Captain Prax just said about Paris rings true for me. Russ quickly looks up at the Prime Minister. Uh, Prime Minister, forgive me for asking. Was there a conflict on your world? Some sort of political disagreement with a minister?
No, we've enjoyed a relative time of peace.
Russ will take a seat in the chair in front of him. He'll look up at Prax. Captain, did you get the feeling that we were in some sort of grave danger?
No. Sorry. I think I'm going to return to the expedition. My head is all fuzzy. If you excuse me.
Doctor, I hate to ask you this, but well, especially after we've been relaxing a bit, but would you mind checking me out? I don't believe I'm feeling well.
Of course, Captain.
I suspect I might be having the same issue. Would you mind checking me out as well?
I do remember Paris now that you say that. I don't think it's the scotch though. Something happened.
You're right. Weird. I seem to recall that us meeting at Earth Space Dock for the expedition was not the first time we met. But of course, Captain, I'll still scan you to make sure there's nothing abnormal. And you, Nadon.
So you all head to a sick bay.
Sure.
Yep.
You guys should be in sick bay now.
What would the role be to check out on the captain and Nadon if we're even needing
There
to
wouldn't
do
be a
that?
roll. I would just give you the info.
Okay.
You're just trying to check them out, make sure everything's okay with them.
Yeah. Well, Captain DeGrasse, I'm not seeing anything abnormal on any of these scans. Same with you, Nadon. Everything appears to be normal other than the high, blood alcohol content, but we've all been drinking, so
Well, it's both reassuring and a little concerning at the same time.
agreed.
Feels so real.
Does feel real. I remember we were at war with the Vorkula.
At that time, I think we were to stop some sort of world ending event. Good grief, this was back when I was chief medical officer, or one of the chief medical officers on Earth Space Dock.
Same. This is when I was still on the Manchester.
I remember
And
when I got posted out when I went to Paris last was just after I'd got posted off the Resolute.
yeah, I think you said something about transferring to a colony at that time or something like that.
That is correct.
And you, Nadon, you were still in the academy.
You're right. My roommate had just failed that midterm. Totally bombed it.
The question is, and I'm sure the captain would agree with me about this question, how could we have memories like this if we hadn't even met each other yet?
DeGrasse's face will suddenly drop. Doctor, just came back. We didn't meet each other in this timeline. It was a completely separate time. He'll look around to everyone else in the room. Trying to see the look on their face, see if they remember it.
You're talking about like temporal mechanics. We did something that changed the timeline.
We didn't.
Okay.
They did.
They did.
You mean the Vorkala, Captain?
Do you remember now too, Nadon?
You see the doctor's eyes widen in recognition.
Think I do.
Well, Doctor, you'll notice his face. Do you remember now?
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, I have to say, I know it shouldn't, but does make me feel a bit hesitant engaging with the Vorkala in this trade agreement now.
Well, you do have to remember, Captain, at that time we were dealing with I guess the proper term would be a radical faction of the Vorkala.
Well, that is true, and based on the Prime Minister's response, I mean, I guess. Oh, I'm trying to remember his name. What's his name? The evil minister. That was out of character, by the way.
Shoha?
Shoha. So
Question
DeGrasse.
mark?
Soha.
Shoha. Yeah, so DeGrasse will say, well, it doesn't seem that Minister Shoha has caused any strife on their world, at least in this timeline. So maybe we're safe.
Hopefully. I would hate to have to go through that again.
Okay, I'm going to cut to the captain really quick.
Admiral Nea,
Captain?
you can't trust them. It's hard to explain, but I'm remembering things, I think, from an alternate timeline. The Vorkala, or at least part of a sect of them, the Jankari, that Admiral Vemel, you can't trust them. They've been manipulating time.
Just need a clarification really quick before I answer. I suppose you have regained the memories, Captain.
You know?
I have been briefed by the DTI recently about the events that I assume you are experiencing now.
And we're supposed to go like nothing has happened?
As far as I'm concerned, Captain, you and your crew ought to be commended for your actions. You once again proved strength and valor and preserved the security of the Federation. but there has been a non-aggression pact signed with this Jakari. And we are due to facilitate the prisoner exchange.
You're going to hand over Soha? You're going to hand him over. You can't hand him over back to the Jinkari.
I'm sorry, Captain. That was the deal that was brokered.
They could just let him go and we could be back to the very same situation as we were. The DTI, they're...
Captain, I can't pretend to understand what's going on or what happened in the past. All I have is the briefing I received and what the outcome is going to be, Captain.
Admiral, you gotta stop this deal somehow. I'm begging you. This is not a fair transaction.
From what I understand, Captain, you are the one that agreed to this.
Not for this. I still wanted to remember these memories 9 years ago. Admiral, the TTI, they forced the memory suppression on me. I can't. Whatever timeline I experienced, I had children, Admiral. And I'm supposed to just step back in line like nothing happened?
I know this is a lot to process and deal with, Captain.
You shouldn't go through with it, Admiral. Consider my official protest on the matter.
Noted, Captain, but as I said, my hands are tied in this matter. We all have our orders.
There goes that word again, orders. Good day, Admiral.
Captain. Back to the sickbay. Yeah, so we'll cut back to the sick bay. At this point, all of you remember everything that happened with the alternate timeline. And the fog and the haze is starting to lift a bit.
Well, it may have been an alternate timeline, but it was an honor to serve as your first officer, Captain. Yeah, he'll say that to DeGrasse.
Well, it was an honor to have you, Casey. To be honest, that's might be one part of the timeline I would have liked to have brought over.
Yeah, the rest of it is a bit much to process. I could go for another glass of scotch, I think.
I'll join you if you don't mind. Not sure if we can drink these memories away, but at least it might help us process them.
Doctor, is there anything more you think you'd like to do in sickbay, or would it be all right if we reconvened at my quarters? Perhaps a bit more of a relaxed environment might help, considering what's going on right now.
I agree. Can we swing by the cargo bay on the way?
Of course. Anyone who would like to remain together, I will have my quarters open.
DeGrasse will go. Oh, and Nadana. May need a science officer on the Tiananmen, so you performed very, very well in the alternative timeline. So,
Oh, I should mention, DeGrasse, you have other Casey.
oh, that's right.
You're trading
Okay.
Casey's.
Well, in that case, I will just say, well, Nadan, I didn't forget about your service as well. The other timeline. I think I can decidedly say that everyone performed extremely well.
It's appreciated.
If anything changes with his sister, you're the first person I'm reaching out to.
Thank you, Captain.
Not that you would take it, of course, with my little ship, I guess. He'll kind of mutter Brax's name under his breath and walk out of sickbay.
So you're heading to Casey's quarters
Via the cargo bay.
via the cargo bay.
Yep.
All right, 1 second. Since we basically just copied and pasted the crossover game, I'm having a hard time finding all the tokens I need.
There's duplicate tokens that I have to go through and clean up this game. So
I'm I'm trying to find that one token I need, and I don't know where it is. Oh, bloody hell, where is it?
What are you looking for?
Yep, found it. Oh, the one bit of work. All right. So as you walk to the cargo bay, you encounter this individual, but with an updated uniform, of course. I don't think we have an updated token for her.
It's in the other game, but
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through one day and just clean this up. But yeah, so you guys are strolling toward the cargo bay when you run into this person, which you should all recognize.
You're here.
Yes.
How did you get here?
What was the ship called? The Vision?
no.
I don't remember what you called the ship. I arrived on the Oranos not too long ago. I
Are you
assume you
here to-
remember.
We do. Are you here to give us any more memories?
All your memories of the event should return in time, if they have not already done so.
I'm guessing you took the long way around.
The long way, she asked inquisitively.
From 2371 to present day. Didn't have a shortcut standing by.
As you recall, I was always meant to remain. And I assumed this identity as Samantha Beckett the best I could.
What do you think, Aurora? Would a Vrokala be trusted in this timeline?
They appear to be trustworthy. It was, after all, your agreement with them that led to all of this.
The Federation aware of what they're capable of? That they can do what they do?
As part of the agreement with the Jakari, all temporal transporters and devices have been dismantled.
Well, that'll make me sleep a bit easier tonight. Guess we only have to worry about world-destroying bombs in this time. You'll look around to the others.
Agreed. For me, it's more genetically mutated viruses.
I understand the shock that this might be to regain all of these memories all at once. But suppressing your memories and allowing them to return once everything is complete was the only way to ensure the timeline remains as it is supposed to. Hopefully, you understand that this was necessary.
Understandable in my eyes. I mean, you had to make sure we didn't do anything once we found out. Anything crazy. Although not having all the information back then makes me wonder what we would have done differently.
Fortunately, our mission was a success.
Yes, a success. But at what cost?
And I think with that, I think we'll actually cut to the captain with that line, at least wherever I put the captain.
Oh, it's all black. One sec.
Is it black for everybody?
That is for me.
It is for me.
Ruh-roh.
You're using the wrong token.
Am I? I could go to another one. I could go to the guest cabin.
Just go to the guest cabin.
Throw them the Geo. Oh, you're right. I was using 2371. Oops. There we go. Everyone see that now?
Yes.
Captain's log, stardate 56193. The closing of the trade agreements between the Federation and the Vrokala Republic, I found out that there is more to this agreement than what I thought previously. While I am still trying to make sense of it all, I have what appears to be memories from another timeline. One in which we were at war with the faction within the Vrokala called the Jinkari. A war in which they used temporal weapons to alter and erase events in the past to better their future. And we were their latest target. Everything with the Jinkari was orchestrated by one of the Vrokala's government officials, Minister Soha. A man who could no longer see the good in others. Maybe he believed he was doing was right for his people. Minister Soha and a strike team headed into the past in the year 2371. I suppose time was on our side, seeing how many of us were present on Earth at the same time. Since my other version couldn't beam back into the past, nor the others who maybe gained similar memories as to mine, transferred our memories into the past versions of ourselves. While only one, a Lieutenant Aurora, beamed back into the past to transport them into us. We somehow managed to stop Soha and from detonating a temporal bomb in the past that would have erased all of us. And after that point, we agreed to turn them over to the Department of Temporal Investigations. Remembering these events that never transpire now, my heart aches for the loved ones that will never be. Before my memories were suppressed, I fought with the Department of Temporal Investigations to let me live with these memories. So in hope that I could at least got to see them born into this world. But they forced the suppression of the memories upon me, and until now, to make matters worse, the man responsible for this nightmare is to be handed back over to the Vrokala to stand trial on his homeworld. As the Department of Investigations have been manipulating events to ensure that history stays on course and the security of the Federation. Damn them. Damn them all. What gives them the right to play God and timekeepers? As far as I'm concerned, they are just as manipulative as Soha and his time goons. I've devoted myself to Starfleet because I believe, well, I'm not sure what I believe in anymore. I keep feeling the strong urge to call back to Earth to speak with my children that no longer exist, well, never had existed. Part of me wants to talk to Tom again, but I burned that bridge when I took the assignment as first officer of the Monarch. That later led me to that center chair, and somehow it all feels for naught now. my soul, my heart, my values, all have been crushed, and I don't know if I can mend them back together again. End log.
Anything else you do, Captain? You could narrate it for everybody.
Yeah, she goes over, pets Jezu for a little bit, and starts pulling some things out of her drawers.
All right, we'll jump back to the other crew. You're walking down a hallway toward Casey's quarters. What did you stop off in the what's it's for in the cargo bay for? After you talk with Beckett.
The contents of locker 17. Corn whiskey.
Ouch. So you're walking towards Casey's quarters to enjoy the contents of the locker when Captain Prax comes walking down the hallway, carrying a bag and looking very distraught. And, dog on the leash and whatnot. I still have your dog?
It's probably in the other game. Probably need to drag it over.
Believe you do. I'm not seeing it. But yeah, you see Captain Prax with her bags packed and her dog in tow.
The doctor's going to lean over to Captain DeGrosse and go, "Is that what it looks like?"
Grass will take a swig of the corn whiskey and just say, maybe she's going to the holodoc.
With her bags packed and her dog on a leash?
Oh. Yeah, I said that out of hope more than anything. Did we talk to her?
You can
Probably
attend.
better you than anyone else.
He'll walk up to Prax. Hey, Captain. Out for a bit of a late in the day dog walk?
Something like that.
The long dog walk to be carrying a bag with you.
I think I need some fresh air. Tell Casey I'm sorry.
Is it a quick thing, or is this going to be a while?
I need to get my head straight. Hey, Bar. Check in on them from time to time if you don't mind.
Will, Captain. I would protest, but I know once you've made your mind up, there's no dissuading you. Be well, and let us know if you need anything.
Watch your back.
You too, sir. He'll step out of the way. Us will rejoin the group. Well, this has certainly been an eventful evening.
Yeah, that it has. Do you think the captain's going to be alright?
Honestly, I don't know. Never seen her like this.
Best not to worry about it. We've all gone through this, and we'll all get through this. If I've learned one thing in my career as a Starfleet security officer, it's not to dwell on the past. All we can do is hope for a better future.
Oh, I'll certainly drink to that. And he'll knock back another drink.
Best we can do is support each other. And Casey will top up his glass if we're back in his quarters. I'm not sure if we got there yet.
Yeah, it wasn't too far from there.
And before the doctor enters into the cabin, he's just gonna like hang back a bit by himself and just goes, "At what cost?" And then step in.
Good of you to join us, Doctor. I was just about to put on something mellow. Computer play Tchaikovsky selection number 3, volume 25%.
And the computer acknowledges and plays.
Funny, Mr. Casey. I took you for more of a Rachmaninoff guy.
I am a simple man. You'd want to talk to my father. He was the one into all sorts of romantic era music. I only know the major pieces of the time. If you have any suggestions, feel free to play them.
I wouldn't want to be rude.
Mikasa Sukasa.
Gospel looks it down. Well, humans really do have music for any occasion.
Yeah, it's interesting how sound can convey so many different depths of feelings. Maybe I've had too many of these.
Well, I hear you. Between that scotch and you'll look down at presumably a mason jar and just say, and this corn whiskey, I am feeling it. So in this timeline, did Casey accept the XO position on the expedition?
You will see in the next scene, actually.
Hmm. All right. Well, in that case, DeGrasse will hold his comment. He'll take a swig of the corn whiskey and pass it back to the doctor. Just say, Doc, I'm pretty sure this is the strongest drink I've ever had.
Thank you, Captain. And then he goes, you know what, Casey? I might take you up on that. Computer, change music to Rachmaninoff, Prelude in G minor, volume 25%.
And the computer acknowledges and changes the music.
Well, now that this ordeal seems to be concluded, for now at least, it's good that we were able to gather here. I'm not sure we'll have the opportunity for a while. I do wish the captain could join us. present captain company excluded, of course.
No worries, Casey. I think we all know exactly who you mean. I think she'll always be the captain. Hope she returns to the post sooner rather than later.
Agreed. She's one of the best.
Under her guidance, and I would also say under yours, Captain DeGrasse, this ship has been on the leading edge of the Federation and Starfleet's missions for 2.5 years now. It certainly has been an honor.
You know, Casey, there's always the possibility of changing over to the command track. I know Commander Worf did, well, Captain Worf now, or is it Ambassador? I don't remember.
Still Ambassador.
But back when he was commander on Deep Space Nine, he did that and wound up commanding the Defiant.
Am I presently in Command Red? I'm not sure if I've been switched over yet at this point in that
Yes,
timeline.
yeah, I believe so.
Oh, so I'm already a commander?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think in our headcanon, you're the XO of the expedition.
Okay. Well, we'll see how this posting as executive officer goes. To be honest, I never imagined I'd be taking up the captain's chair, but now that I've made it here, it doesn't seem so far a possibility.
Well, depending on the situation with Captain Prax, that opportunity might present itself rather soon.
I've barely been able to warm up my seat. I'm sure they'll send a replacement. I am, after all, only a freshly minted commander.
Well, here's hoping. If that happens, he'll look over to Nadon and just say, there'll be an opening for XO, of course. Is that something on your list, Lieutenant?
I wouldn't have said so a few years ago, but now, maybe. It's definitely worth thinking about, though. I would probably need at least one promotion before that could happen.
Well, take it from me. When Starfleet sees something they like, they tend to try to get it into a position where they can use it most effectively, very quickly. How about you, Doc? Have you ever thought about the command chair?
No, I have no fancies for command. Me, it's probably the best I'd wind up commanding is a medical ship, but Chief Medical Officer is about my limit right now.
Well, don't ever discount it. Casey said, well, as you all know, I can certainly give a long speech, so I'll refrain from that. But I echo his comment. It's been an honor.
Thanks, Captain.
All right, I think this is a good way to segue to the next part. I believe this time Casey has a log for us.
Sure.
Whenever you're ready, Casey.
Yep. Personal log. Stardate 56995.0. Commander Arno Casey, Executive Officer, USS Expedition. So it continues. We are well into our mission in the Ebon Expanse, cataloging subspace eddies. The crew is in decent spirits, but I can feel the monotony of the work is beginning to take a toll. The rift that has formed in their leadership, however, is not helping the issue. In fact, this problem has been front of my mind since the first month that our new commanding officer, Captain Morgan, took command of the expedition. His wrath has reached all of senior officers over the most minor details. I have done my best to protect them, but I know they still feel hurt. Most of the senior staff turned over after Captain Prax left, and many of the replacements are relatively junior. Instead of trying to mentor these officers, they have been put down time and time again. Frankly, I'm not sure how much longer I can hold it all together. However, there is no doubt that most of his anger is directed towards me. Just yesterday, he threatened to request my demotion back down to Lieutenant Commander if the ship's performance reports do not improve. Perhaps he would have a leg to stand on if he were not one of the least competent officers I have ever had the displeasure of serving with. I have no doubt that the majority of this ship's problems can be traced back to him. Of course, these are not opinions I could ever voice, and we remain in a constant state of unease. I don't trust him, and he doesn't trust me. He is a far cry from the leadership of Captain Prax, Captain Hammond, or Captain DeGrasse. I truly wish I had accepted the posting of XO on the Tiananmen when I had the chance. At least my sister is benefiting from Captain DeGrasse' mentorship. In the meantime, I am considering requesting a posting to the Admiral's staff to save myself from more disrespect and berating. End log.
All right. We'll start this final scene with Casey walking onto the expedition bridge. And Captain Morgan will look back. It's about time you showed up, Casey. We're about to start.
Aye, sir.
Oh, by the way, everybody here, feel free to play a supporting character if you wish. Nadan, I probably have you as one of the last remaining officers from Captain Practice crew still on board.
Okay. I missed everything between your first Nidan and probably have you because the sound cut out on me.
Oh. So yeah, Nadan, I have you still serving on the expedition, as one of the last remaining crew that served under Captain Prax with Casey.
Ah, okay, that works.
And then everyone else is free to play a supporting character. So Casey, you come on the bridge. He kind of, yells at you,
In a totally unprofessional manner,
Oh, yes.
so as to break down the trust between senior officers and crew. I've seen this one before.
And so Captain took Coda. And then we have Orgel and somebody else.
Casey will take his post in the first officer's chair.
Nadon, are your sensors ready?
Always, Captain.
Good. Once we are in position, I want you to start scanning.
Yes, Captain.
Orgel, move us closer to the Ebon Expanse. I want to start catalyzing these subspace eddies. I want this job done quickly. Who you
no,
playing?
it's okay. Yeah. He's playing the other security officer.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll just voice Ultra real quick. Yes, sir.
And Orgel will pilot the ship closer.
Coda looks across the bridge to her counterpart Jen, and then over to Casey. The last time we scanned some of the stuff, we came awfully close. Maybe we should reinforce the structural integrity field, Captain?
It'll be fine. The ship can withstand it. Orgel, take us closer.
Captain, our mission's not under a time crunch. It certainly couldn't hurt to reinforce key areas.
So what you're telling me, Casey, is that you do not want to be the best ship in Starfleet?
Negative, sir.
Then he stands
I'm
up.
simply suggesting an alternative course of action.
Noted. He stands up. Take us closer. Ready scans.
I'm gonna start scanning now for any immediate hazards in the area. I want to make sure that this guy isn't about to get the ship blown up.
All right, I'll give you a difficulty 3 scan. Yeah, difficulty 3. Sensor psi, ships. Reason signs, ship sensor signs.
Alrighty. I'll spend threat for an extra dice. Because I don't think we have any momentum.
Yeah, this is the first time roll. You got it.
Is the ship rolling?
Yeah, sensor signs.
Real quick though, because I don't think I gotta change something real quick because I don't think people can see it. At least the old expedition.
Captain, Subspace Eddy ahead.
Whoops.
With a complication. I think you gain a momentum because of your advanced sensors. If memory serves me correctly.
Yes.
I thought you were scanning for these, Nadon.
Yes, yes, Captain. That's why we found it, Captain.
Orgel, avoid it. And as soon as he says that, the ship. Where's my sound effects? Large explosions can be heard throughout the bridge, and several of the bulkheads on top fall on some of the crew on top. Red alert, Caxlon sound, and several the lights go dim, running on emergency power. If I can find my red alert now. And several of the councils lost power. Right, red alert. I know you're in here somewhere. Good enough for now. Report! As Keller tries to pull himself up.
You mean Morgan?
Yep, Morgan, sorry. I always get those two confused.
Do I have any information from my council? I
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
sure who you're calling
I
from
was-
the report from.
I was just asking whoever was going to get it. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Are the sensors still functional?
1 second.
Okay.
Limited sensors, Nadon.
All right. I'll scan the immediate surroundings for additional hazards.
Sir, we have major hull breaches, decks 13 to 34. Emergency power only. Shields, weapons are offline. Life support is failing. Deck 7 to 48. Warp and impulse drive offline. Sir, we must go thrusters hard about and get out of here.
Do it! And Orjol tries to ignite the thrusters. And as he ignites them, the ship just shakes violently again, causing more consoles and beams to fall onto the bridge, and more sparks to fly off of the console. Luckily, Orjol was able to avoid the sparks before his console blew up. Well, that worked. And he kind of looks at you angrily.
Casey will totally ignore the comment, stand up, and go over to, Nadon's console. Lieutenant, what can you give me?
Can I see about rerouting power to shields and getting them back on? Is that something I can do from my console?
You'd have to override.
Okay, I'll go ahead and try to override.
All right, so override's just a minor task, but you're able to override it.
Cool.
Captain, internal containment fields are failing. We're venting atmosphere.
I'm trying to get the shields back online to contain the atmosphere.
No. Put all power to engines. We got to get out of here.
How long until atmosphere vents completely?
A few minutes.
Bridge, this is engineering.
Go.
Coolant leak on the main reactor. We've got about 10 minutes before she goes critical.
Patch it down. We're getting out of here.
I'm trying my best, but I'm having to also evacuate main engineering. Coolant is corrosive.
Can you give me impulse?
Relays are burnt out all over the place, Captain. What you've got's what I can give you.
Give me all the power you can, Chief. And Captain takes a position here to help try to get Helm.
Captain, this is suicide. We need to have the crew stand by to evacuate and retain the bridge crew long enough to have SHIELD semi-operational.
Nadan, give me everything to engines now.
Can I, I'm not really sure what a subspace eddy does, so does, Casey firmly believe that, engines is gonna get them killed?
Give me insight engineering or science. Div 2.
Engineering or science? Oh, man.
Yep.
If I
Hey,
reroute the power to engineering with how bad the reactor is, does that blow further the reactor damage?
Yes to your question, Nadan.
Sorry, is this, oh, what was I gonna say? I can't remember. Had a question about this roll. What difficulty was it? That's what I was gonna ask.
Oh,
Difficulty
2.
2?
Yeah,
Okay.
2. Heat of the moment, trying to remember something from your training a long time ago about subspace anomalies.
Can I spend my determination on my valued lead from the front? Because he's debating,
I don't think so.
Would any
We
of my
do have a
values
momentum you could spend for an extra die.
Yeah, and I can use threat. I'll do a momentum 2 threat.
Okay.
It's the only way we'll have any hope of succeeding in this.
Captain, doing what you request would further the damage to the reactor. We might not have time to get out of here if we do that.
Casey, with what you believe subspace eddies are, essentially he got the ship stuck on a sandbar, basically. Or like if you were to get a ship stuck on a reef, that's essentially what he did. Or what the ship is in now.
Okay. So,
And he's basically using so basically the ship is caught and he's basically trying to power his way through, which is, in your opinion, going to cause more damage.
what would be an alternate solution?
You tell me, you're the XO.
Yeah, I don't know anything about subspace eddies. Well, if I don't have an alternate course of action, I guess he'll stand by and watch angrily.
Nadan, I need that power. We need to get out of here now before the ship blows.
If we give power to it, GM, will that make the ship blow?
Blow as in blow up? No. But it won't be good for it.
It'll cause a cascading power failure is what it'll do.
Yeah, basically.
And if we stay put, is the ship going to blow up?
Possibly. Depends on the gravitational forces from the eddies.
Can I scan the gravitational forces from the eddies and then do some calculations to see if it's strong enough that it'll blow the ship up? Or strong enough to destroy the ship, rather?
I'm gonna spend threat to not let you do that, because basically the captain's about to override you and do the power himself.
Alright,
If you can't tell, I'm purposely playing this captain a certain way.
Yep. Is there a way to do the power transfer that will put the least amount of strain on the engine?
Yeah, I'll give you a Diff 3 task.
Alright, what's the roll?
Diff 3 Comp 2. Control engineering or daring? Control or daring engineering?
Alright. Given that it's the cooling system that we're trying to minimize strain on, would my focus in cooling systems apply?
Yeah, I'll let it.
Sweet. Difficulty 3, complication 2. Alright, crap. Take 3 threat. I'm spending for 2 extra dice. My control engineering is not fantastic.
You think you gave the captain all you can.
Yeah. I've given you all I can safely, Captain.
All right, setting impulse. And he sets impulse. And when he does, you just hear a large explosion coming from the decks beneath you, wherever my explosions are. And just the entire bridge, the upper structure pylons collapse right over the captain, trapping him under a large beam. The console's exploding and the view screen falling to the ground. And I gotta send something to our engineer really quick. I told you I was gonna send you something fun.
Oh, great. Manual ejection. I know there's a manual override.
Is there a way?
So before I send you that information, Casey, I should say that Keller's pretty much knocked out at this point, so you're in the center seat now.
Yep.
And then, yeah, engineering, you might want to tell him what's going on down there.
Yeah. Bridge, this is engineering.
Bridge, this is Commander Casey here.
Time is ticking down on the warp core, and now the ejection ports are fused from that last burst of power. I'm gonna have to try a manual override.
Do you think the engines can take any more, or are they toast?
Your power relays to the impulse and warp core or warp drive is completely just fried.
Acknowledged. Proceed with the ejection of the warp core. Have your crew begin evacuation measures immediately. He'll
Understood.
As you hear more explosive decompressions happening on your lower decks and more
So
sparks flying.
since there are more explosions going, and we're in evacuation mode, I'm going to try to activate enough shields to contain the atmosphere so that we don't lose any more personnel than have already been lost.
Diff 4 to try to buy people time.
Okay. What would the roll be?
Oh, it's probably going to be control engineering. Controller daring.
All right. Someone give me a hand with the shields. I'm going to reroute power to contain the atmosphere.
Is that a science or security responsibility?
For what? For shields?
Yep.
I actually think that's security.
All right. Lieutenant Cheng, assist Lieutenant Nadan. Ensign Koda, see to the captain's injuries. Lieutenant Nadan, do you believe that lifeboats would be able to withstand these gravitational forces?
Do I, Jim?
Yeah, you think that some of the ones on the saucer part is outside of the gravitational eddies that they'll be able to get out. You fear the ones on the lower level might be screwed.
Commander, evacuation should prioritize the lifeboats on the saucer.
Acknowledged. Ensign Solva, work toward getting a general distress call out. And then he'll tap like the console on his chair.
All right. So the difficulty for control engineering is the ship assist us at all?
Yeah.
Okay. How much threat does buying 3 dice cost?
3. Or 3 dice, sorry. 6 threat.
Crap.
We're all gonna die anyway if we don't do anything, so we might as well just give him the threat.
Sure. Yep. There you go.
Please, my player character will die.
Yeah, Nadan, you think you're able to get some shielding up to slow the explosive decompressions. In case you push the button.
Yep.
Where's my all hail? There it is.
Can someone roll the ship and security assist?
I did not roll my security assist yet.
Engineering to bridge.
Go ahead, engineering.
You've got 1 minute. There's nothing I can do. It's a cascade runaway.
Acknowledged. All hands, this is Commander Casey. We are proceeding with evacuation. Proceed as best as you can to the saucer section. As soon as lifeboats are full, you have permission to disembark. Or launch. Launch. This is not a drill. Move with the utmost haste.
You have
And he'll
6
close the
intervals until warp core explosion. Did I? Yep. Yeah. Prax, you could get them out, but you're going to need help.
Question. I know the ship doesn't have the talent, but could we do emergency saucer separation, at least to help buy us some time?
If it doesn't have the talent, that is a no. I think someone already has suggested that. Which it does not.
Orgel, I need a hand getting Captain Morgan out of the debris. We don't have a lot of time. Is his whole body trapped, or is it just his legs are pinned?
Legs and chest. It's one of the larger beams. And he'll reach and look at Casey. Casey, get me out of here.
We're working on it, sir. We'll get you to a lifeboat. He'll turn to the rest of the bridge crew. Anyone not currently doing something critical, get to a lifeboat.
And that's probably Orgel's cue to get the... Orgel probably already left to get the pods ready. Same thing with Sova, all these people.
Casey can help pull up the the debris. He's still has high security.
All right, so like I said, there are 6 intervals. So let me know what you guys want to do. And one of those intervals has to be to launch the pod.
So really, we have 5 intervals. Assuming we want our character to survive.
Yes.
What's the difficulty to get this beam up?
I think I'm gonna actually make that an extended task. That one and something either probably fitness or daring security.
If I create the advantage to cut the beam, and if it actually cuts his legs off, would that actually reduce the extended task?
I'll let you get an advantage.
I'll veto that maneuver.
Emergency field amputation.
The
I
phaser
doubt the doctor would be
cauterizes
super
room.
pleased with the unsterile procedure.
It's the cauterizes the wound. I'm just saying.
I think we can make this one work.
All right. Is it 6? Is 6 for everybody total, or?
Yeah.
Like each person gets 6 round or 6 of them?
No.
Or is it
No.
6 for
6
everybody?
total. Yep, 6 total.
So what needs to happen? Sorry.
I
in
gave
that
Nadon a
specific-
task. Launch the pod. And then, of course, you got to get to the pod.
Right.
Yes, good
And we need-
idea. I will scan for a place for us to go.
We'll get that out of the way
Right.
first.
Yeah, and myself and this Coda will free the captain.
I like Coda. I hope she doesn't die.
All right, we're doing Nadon first. With the fractic pace of everything and the ship not on its best legs, I'm going to make your roll a reason science difficulty 3 complication 3 assisted by the ship's sensor signs. What's left of them anyway.
All right. I will spend 3 threat for 2 extra dice. At least I
Gain
got
2
us
so
some
far.
momentum.
I gain 2 because of the advanced sensors.
Yeah.
I just need the ship. Gain 3, actually.
All right, so we have 5 intervals, or is it 4?
Well, you have the momentum to cut it, of course.
All right, we'll spend 1 to cut.
So you have 5 left.
Commander, I have coordinates to a M-class planet, 0.6 light years away. Very cold, but we should be able to survive there till help arrives.
Very good, Lieutenant. Send that message to all of the lifeboats and get yourself to one.
That will be a task, however.
Uh,
To send them communicate.
Is that something that can be done once we get onto the lifeboats? Like, do the lifeboats have communication capabilities?
Minimal.
Can we spend the 2 momentum to do it, like, as she's running out? Just like it's the beep, like, send all.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine
Okay.
with that.
Alright.
Sure. And yeah, sure. I'll leave because I don't think there's anything else I can do.
All right. Down goes to the lifeboats.
all right, do you want Coda to lead? Because she technically probably has a value for this.
I also have a value. What's her security? Her
5.
fitness security.
Well, 9 and 5.
I have the same. I would probably have a focus and a value, so I guess it would be the same either way.
I don't think she has the focus, though.
Would you accept team dynamics as a focus since we're working together to free the captain?
No.
Alright, well that was the focus I was going to use.
This is not really a scenario you train for.
Survival?
Increased complication, I'll allow it.
Yeah, works for me. Comp range of 2 then?
Yeah, but Nadan keeps giving me all this threat, so make that a comp range 3.
Sorry.
Oh, good. And it's a difficulty 3. All
Just
right.
getting ready to play her con officer. Just give me buckets of threat.
Would you take the value lead from the front for this?
Yes.
Why is my character sheet not popping up? I stuffed it in the corner, that's why. All right. And I will spend an extra 2 threat or 3 threat for 4 dice.
Be 5 threat.
Or sorry, to roll a 3rd dice, not 4 dice.
Two
That'd be
threat.
2.
Yeah, that'd be 2. All right, focus used, yes.
You said you would take daring, right? Yeah.
Yes.
My fitness and daring were the same, so.
All right. Looks like you have 6
7.
momentum, so you gain 3.
I think it's 7.
Oh, right. Your thing. So you actually have 8 successes. 1, 2, 3, 4,
8.
5, 6,
Yeah,
7.
8 successes.
So you gain 5 momentum. Roll your roll challenge dice, Casey. Looks like it'll be 6 of them. One, two, three, four, five, 6. So that'll be 5 total. Will be a breakthrough.
We'll spend one to half the interval, and then let's spend another one for the extra work, just to make it 6. And the reason I'm saying this is because that way we only need 6 work to get the next 2 breakthroughs to try and free him.
Yep.
So we're down to 4 intervals.
So you did 1 extra work, right?
Yes.
To have 6 work remaining.
Right. And I spent one. I spent 1 momentum for half the interval, so we should be at, I think, 4 now.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna spend 2 threat to increase the difficulty, or to keep the diff at 3.
Right. I'll do 1 momentum. 1 threat, 2 momentum for 4 dice.
Okay. Ooh. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you gain 2. Go ahead and roll your challenge dice there, Casey.
Yep. I don't know why I rolled twice.
Right now you are doing 2. Sometimes it does that, I notice.
Spend 1 to reroll 3.
Yep.
Right now you're
go.
doing 3.
Well, we'll spend 1 to half the interval. That leaves us with 3 intervals left, Casey.
Yep. All right. For this one, I will be applying the Starcross double the focus range.
You know what? I will keep the diff at. I'll spend the threat I have. Keep the difficulty 3.
All right. I'll spend 1 momentum and 2 threat to roll 4 dice. And again,
We should
Star-
probably keep that momentum, because we're gonna want to half the interval again. So if we fail, this is.
I think I can get it back though because I'm activating the Starcross ability.
Okay.
We're at 3
It's
intervals, right?
play.
Yes, we're at 3 intervals.
4 plus. Neither of those have done anything. No,
You have your reroll.
but I do have my reroll.
All right. You gain 2.
All
And then
right.
challenge dice. Right now I have you doing 4.
Half the work, so we're down to 2 intervals. Half the intervals, and then the last one for extra work, and that will put us at the remaining, fill out the work track plus get the last of the magnitude.
Yep. So yeah, as your time is running out and the timer on this back console starts ticking down, probably showing about 20 seconds or so, you're finally able to push the beam off of Captain Keller and he comes free.
You mean Captain Morgan?
Captain Morgan, yes.
It's rum, all right, rum.
Yeah, the rum guy.
We have to run.
Yeah. So Casey's gonna quickly throw this guy into a fireman carry and start sprinting.
All right. And then the final thing is to launch the pod. This is going to be Daring Con. Difficulty 3, because you do have to navigate around debris and the eddy and whatnot.
Who's in this lifeboat?
I just threw everybody. I'm calling it a big guy.
All right,
Oops.
Orgel.
Someone can use him.
I can take Orgel if no one else wants to.
Go right ahead.
Would I say this was a diff 3? I'll make it a comp 2.
Daring Con. Diff 3, Comp 2.
You guys push the limits.
Oh, never used that before. What is it?
Hazardous. It lowers the difficulty by 1 for hazardous environment or whatever.
Awesome.
You want? Yeah. Whenever the contest has increased in difficulty due to environmental conditions or damage to engines, reduce the difficulty by 1.
So, Diff 2?
Yes. Diff 2, comp 2.
Nice. Focus in small craft.
This would qualify.
Awesome blossom. Take a threat. What else does he have?
He has bold
Yeah.
con, but he might have a value.
Yeah, I was trying to debate if I actually wanted to burn it, but yeah, screw it. Let's guarantee he gets there. So he'd like to use his determination on the value propulsion is a science, navigation is an art.
I would say the last one would be more. He might accept that one.
Yeah, Ed, if you want to accept that one, then failure to act can be as dangerous as acting rashly.
Yeah, I'll probably take the last one better.
Okay. All right. So it's 2 successes. I'll still make the roll to.
But you have to still have to roll.
Yeah. Just for momentum.
You have to give him 2 threat, but hey,
It's fine.
it's fine. But hey, 4
I mean-
momentum.
Yeah, you gained 4.
You know what? Let's half the intervals just to make sure we get some distance.
That works for me. Oh, you also can't forget, if you want that Nadan advantage, it would have to have be now, basically.
You can go ahead and make your roll, Nadan. Well, we've spent the advantage. We spent the 2 momentum earlier.
Did you? I didn't think you
Yeah. Yeah, no, we spent that.
did. Okay. So your pod launches, and because of Orgel's quick reflexes, you already had the course laid in. You're able to get a good distance away, and as you all look out some of the view screens in the distance, you just see the expedition explode and turn to dust. As all of the well, with as many escape pods as possible, a few dozen, turning towards and setting a course toward the planet that Nadan set as a rendezvous. And I think we will call that the end of True Beginnings, or True Ending, sorry.